This is Zoom. And so you just go to zoom.us and that's how you get on here. And then when you're on Zoom, then you just go over here. It says sign up. It's free.
Okay.
So you click that and you have to verify your birth date because it'll make sure that you're old enough to use Zoom. So I'll put in my birth date, November 28. Then we got to scroll up, not 1901.
Right.
Man, that'd be an old Zoom person right there, 1901. All right, 1964. There we go. Continue. All right, my email address. So I'm just going to put in a email address.
Okay.
So you put in your email address, and then you
Right.
hit sign up, and then you got to hit the activation email, which I'm going to do on my phone. You just have to click a link in the email. It's not a big. Once it comes through. All right. Well, see, I wanted to show you the real thing. I didn't want to,
Right.
put a presentation and go, oh, look how easy it is. Because now the email has taken its time. All right. Well, it says if you don't receive it, click here to resend another email. So I'll do that. I am not a robot. It likes doing that robot thing.
Right.
Oh, here it is. So please activate Zoom. See? I just hit activate account, big orange button. Now, so then you do the rest of it through the email.
Okay, so we're gonna.
It just asks for your name, first and last name, and then you have to set a password for yourself of some sort.
Okay. So it sounds like the general stuff you do when you're setting up something.
Setting up anything, yeah. So I'm going to set that up. I should have done this on the computer so you could see it. Are you signing up as behalf of a primary, secondary school? No. And then you hit continue. And then you have to tell it I'm not a robot. And then you have to select the traffic lights.
Right. Okay.
This stresses me out every time. So I'm just see, because now it's making me do it again. I got to choose crosswalks. I don't know. I'm always afraid I'm not going to get it right, but I don't know what I'm afraid they're going to do to me is the thing. So, I didn't confirm my password, so I gotta do that. All right. So yeah, you've signed up for plenty of things, Then it says to invite colleagues. I'm gonna skip this step at the moment. And then it says start a meeting now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign in with the password I just created.
Okay.
Okay, so then you sign in. Once you go through all of that, sign in, come on. I'm not gonna save this. Okay, right. So this is inside Zoom as far as setting up. Now, the one trick with a free account is that it will allow you to have a meeting on a free account for 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then, oh, hi, Barb. And then it cuts you off. So the trick that you do on this is when you set up a meeting, you just set up 2 meetings. And so that way, and so you send all of your people 2 links.
Okay.
And so you say at 7 o'clock, you're going to click link number 1. And then at 7:41, you're going to click link number 2. That makes sense? Yeah.
Okay.
So for the meetings, you just on the left here, it says personal and then profile and then meetings. You click meetings. You have to worry about any of the rest of this. And then over here on the left, it says schedule a meeting.
Okay.
So you click schedule a meeting. And then you say, whatever you're going to call your meeting. And so we're going to call it My Together Group.
Okay.
You can put it in the description. You don't have to. Then you put in whatever day you're going to have your meeting. And of course, you have to set this up each time.
I was just going to ask that. Okay.
Unless there is a trick. unless you go down here where it says recurring meeting. So you select recurring meeting, and then it asks how often it'll recur. Well, this is what I do. Either because I'm smart or I'm lazy.
Okay.
Is I go down here where it says no fixed time.
Okay.
And that way, and like, for instance, right now, the link that you clicked on to start this meeting is the link that I've been using for the host briefings the last 4 Sundays. It's the link I use for my weekly meeting with Pastor Joe. It's my Mount Hope link, and I use it for everything. So anyway, so you make no fixed time, and then you don't have to set this up every time. The other thing is I tell the group that I'm going to give you the link, and then just use that same link every time. You may have to send them again, set up 2 recurring links, but that keeps you from having to do this every week. Then you could set up all of this is just extras. So your video. So when you log in, do you want to have to manually turn your video on every time, or do you want it to automatically turn on your video?
Okay.
On. And then same thing for your participants. You want to see the whites of their eyes right off the bat, and so you could say yes. So allow participants to join anytime. I would say yes.
Okay.
Do you want to mute them? No, I want them to talk.
Right.
And then whether or not you want to automatically record it. Now, some people might be sensitive because this is their group and they might be expressing some personal things. And
right, I'm not gonna
if you're recording it, where's that recording going to go?
Right.
Do you have a YouTube channel? Bloopers? I don't know. All right. Approve or block entry for users from specific countries or regions. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
One of the things it does now is it automatically builds a password in. So if you give, people can only access your meeting if you give them a link.
Okay. And
so once you do that, you hit save. And now your meeting is saved. So, so when you come in to do your meeting and you go, you'll get your profile first. So you'll just select meetings, and it'll have a list of meetings, which you only have one meeting, which is my Together group. So if you want to send out the link to everybody, you click over here and you select this big link and you send that link out to everybody.
Right.
Or you hit copy invitation, and that will also give them an opportunity that if maybe they don't have access to video, they can just call in on their phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there are some groups that only do a phone call and they don't worry about the video. So you do that. So we're going to go back to so that's how you send out the invitation. So let's say you're ready to start your meeting. So you click meetings. I don't know if it'll let me do a Zoom meeting while I'm on Zoom. And then you look at your group, and then over here it says start. So you click start. And then it'll say, now this is in Firefox. It may look different if you have a different browser.
Yeah.
And you click open link. And so now the problem is that it's, we're in a Zoom meeting, so it doesn't want me to do 2 Zoom meetings. So I'm going to close this screen, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to share the screen that we're on. And that way, hopefully I have a little chance. Now, what do you see when I share my screen?
Right now, I see what originally when it says click open link, it says launch meeting, and then the blue to push the launch meeting.
Okay. Now, do you see? Okay, I'm gonna delete that. All right. Well,
and that one's to sign in to Zoom. Okay, it went away.
Okay, let me try again. Okay, we're gonna do screen 1. So do you see all of us?
Well, I'm looking at your Outlook, and then I have all 3 of us on the side.
Okay. And then do you see this?
I have your back screen drop right now.
Okay, do you see the bar, the
Yes.
control bar? Okay.
Yes, on the side.
So on the control bar, I mean, it's all the things you can mute yourself, you can stop your video. And then here you can click and see the participants. So it has you and it has you, Barb, and me. And if somebody's got a lot of noise and you want to mute them,
right,
you can mute them. If somebody is misbehaving, So you can go down here and you can put them in the waiting room. And they cannot come back into the room unless you let them in.
Okay.
And if they're really bad, you can remove them.
Okay.
And if they're really, really, really bad, you can report them.
Okay.
I've never had to do that to anybody. Yeah, so that's basically it. And like I said, the trick with the free account is that you only get 40 minutes and then it's
Okay.
going to log off.
Okay.
Now, so what I would do is, maybe set up 2 of the recurring links and you use link number 1 for the first part of the meeting and then link number 2 for the second part of the meeting. The other thing in the controls here now this is only this way because I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
But you can go over here and pull up the chat. And I have this now, I do coaching groups with pastors and sometimes they'll talk, but I have 8 in the group plus me. So 9, we're the Brady Bunch. Some of them will talk to each other through the chat. And you can chat with everybody or you could chat with individual members.
Right.
So however much you want to multitask here, I would rather that everybody talk to each other.
Yes.
But even when you're in a group in person, they'll whisper something to the person next to them. So the chat's kind of the whispering next to. Now, unless they're talking to everybody or talking to you, you don't know what they're chatting about. And you just don't worry. Just like if somebody's whispering, you don't know what they talked about.
Unless they whisper loud.
That's right. And so the rest of this, I don't think is significant to our purpose. Now, one thing I have learned with online groups is you have to remind them. So when they sign up, send them a reminder. The week before the meeting, send them a reminder. The day before the meeting, send them a reminder. The morning of the meeting, send them a reminder.
Right.
15 minutes before the meeting, send them a reminder. Right.
Okay.
And so, and this is, if you ever sign up for a webinar, that's exactly what they do. And in every reminder, you want to include the link because you want to eliminate every possible excuse for why they didn't show up. Oh, I couldn't find the link. What do you mean you couldn't find the link? I sent it to you 5 times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, and this is where, if you have a co-host in place, they can help you with some of the reminders. The other thing is if people don't show up, then it's good to follow up with them.
Right.
People get busy and they forget, or something comes up and, or something happened. You might even be able to find a, ministry opportunity or, whatever. Because you want to keep encouraging them to come. Because we all want community, and yet we find reasons to stay away. We find a little resistance, and we have an enemy that doesn't want us to gather together. He wants to keep us alone because that's when he can do a number on us, right?
Right.
That's why we've got to be together for the Together series. All right. Any questions? Did this seem clear as mud?
Like I said, it's kind of like setting up anything else. You said to go to the zoom.us to start it out, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure on that, because that's probably the most important thing, and then everything else is kind of self-explanatory.
And then you just sign up for a free account. I mean, you can have a paid account. I have a paid account that I pay $15 a month for.
Right. And I don't know how often I'm going to end up using it.
And so here's the other thing you're going to run into is, unless you have a pro account, which is, I don't even have a pro account, then you're not going to be able to show the video during the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
But you can ask that when you send the reminders, you can say, oh, by the way, watch the video. It's short. It's no more than 10 minutes. Watch the video before the meeting.
Okay.
Because you're not going to be able to watch it together.
So how are we
everybody
getting
mutes themselves and pulls up the video in the browser and watches it independently and then comes back.
So the video that's going to be, and I'm assuming you're going to explain that on Sunday, how we're going to get the videos and everything. Okay, so I won't ask.
Yeah, we'll just send you a link to the video. It'll be on the website, and then will be in the app.
Okay.
And we have a web page on the Mount Hope website. It's just mounthopechurch.org /life group hosts.
Okay.
And so most of the stuff is going to be there. The other thing that they're doing that I wasn't aware of is I thought we were just doing a downloadable discussion guide. They've actually printed booklets.
Oh, okay.
So if you go on Sunday and go to the Connect Center,
Right.
you'll get a kit that'll have the booklet and it'll have some other, instructions for you. And then you'll have the group can pick up, the members of the group can pick up their booklets as well.
Okay.
So, or they can do the download either way.
I was going to say they'll have to do the download because my daughter and one of her friends wanted to be in the group. I was just so happily
okay.
talking about it. And she says, "Oh, Mom," and she doesn't live here. She lives in Redford, Michigan. And so she was like, "I would love to be part of it." And I said, "Oh, okay." It's Zoom.
Yeah.
So
No, that's great. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. Well, they're actually at a church over in Kalamazoo, Radiant Church. I don't know if you've heard of them. And they have groups meeting across countries.
wow.
Of course, then you have to deal with time zones.
Right.
But yeah, it's really amazing. And even you think of during the winter, the people that go down to Florida,
Right.
you can still do a group. I mean, my
Okay.
kids are bummed because, even in South Carolina, we get 1 day of snow. But there are no more snow days.
Yeah.
Because if you stay home, everybody's doing class online.
Right.
And I'm like, they take the fun out of everything, don't they?